Hi kids, how are you? I'm good, thanks. How are you really? Are you enjoying your long holiday? Okay, let's do a lesson together. Great, let's start. Today, we are going to start talking about energy. What is it? Let's think about it. Where does energy come from? How is energy used? What forms of energy are there? The word energy comes from Greek, energia or energia, which means, what do you think? Action. Energy, or in Greek, energia, means action. And here you have it written in actual Greek. So let's talk about energy, which means action. Everything that surrounds us is energy. Now, the simplest definition of energy is the ability to do work. So energy is the ability to do work. Energy is how things change and move. How they change and they move. Everything moves. Energy is a movement. It's everywhere around us and takes all sorts of forms. For example, it takes energy to cook food, to drive to school, and to jump in the air. So when you look at the pictures, these are all examples of energy. All energy comes from, correct, the sun. All the energy comes from the sun. Remember when we studied all the planets? Now, there are different forms of energy. Look at the picture. The energy is divided into potential and kinetic that we will talk about in a minute. Potential energy, for example, is gravitational energy, elastic energy, nuclear energy, and chemical energy. Kinetic energy, you have examples are mechanical, thermal, radiant, electrical, and sound. There are many, many different forms of energy. Everything starts with potential and kinetic energy. Do you remember the picture from before? There were two at the beginning, potential and kinetic energy. What is potential energy? Potential energy is stored energy, which means energy that is not used. Stored energy that is not used. For example, a bicycle on top of a hill, a stretched spring, or a dog sitting down. And here you have the three pictures. A bicycle on top of a hill, that is potential energy because it's energy that is not used. Energia ferma, not used. Not used, ferma. A stretched spring, okay, and a dog sitting down are all examples of potential energy. Now, can you think of one example of potential energy from your world, your experience? Good. How do we measure it? How do we measure potential energy? The standard unit for measuring potential energy is the joule, which is abbreviated as the letter J. It is named after an English physicist and mathematician from the 19th century who studied the nature of heat. Do you remember physicist? Físico. Físico? Physicist. Very good. What is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is energy in motion. It is energy that moves. For example, swinging on a swing, bike going downhill, and a dog running. And here are the examples in pictures. So kinetic energy is different from potential energy because it is the energy that moves in motion. Can you think of an example of kinetic energy from your world, from your experience? Nice try. How is potential energy different from kinetic energy? Remember? Potential energy is stored energy, still, which means no movement. Kinetic energy is the energy of motion, where there is movement. When potential energy is used, it is converted into kinetic energy. Look at the example on the right. You have a green ball and a purple ball. The green ball has potential energy due to its height. Height, altezza. Altezza, height. The purple ball has kinetic energy due to its velocity, and it's written with the letter V. Velocity. Velocity, velocità. Velocità, velocity. Because it is moving. Another example is a car on a hill. So look at the picture. We can compare potential energy and kinetic energy by considering this example of a car on a hill. When the car is at the top of the hill, it has the most potential energy. It is sitting still. Remember still? Fermo, fermo, still. It has no kinetic energy. As the car begins to roll down the hill, it loses potential energy, but gains kinetic energy. It gains kinetic energy. It's moving. Now you look at the picture on the right and decide which of the pictures is potential energy or kinetic energy. Are you ready? Go. Good. Let's look at the 5 main forms of energy. Remember, before I told you there are many forms of energy, but together we are going to look at 5 forms of energy. And they are mechanical energy, electrical energy, light energy, thermal energy, and sound energy. MELTS. Mechanical, electrical, light, thermal, sound. The first energy we're going to look at is mechanical energy. What is it? It's energy that can be used, usata, usata, used. It can be used to do work. So potential energy plus kinetic energy equal mechanical energy. Example, hammering a nail. Look at the picture. So you have the potential energy in the first picture where you are holding the hammer. The hammer. Okay, no movement. The second picture is kinetic energy. It's the movement of hammering. And these two energies together produce mechanical energy. We are actually putting the nail into the wood. Hammering a nail is one example. Another example of mechanical energy is when you kick a football, you give mechanical energy to the football to make it move. Okay? So, kicking of the football is or produces mechanical energy. That means energy used to do work. Can you think of an example of a mechanical energy? Good. The second form of energy is the electrical energy. What is it? Energy of particles moving through a wire. Okay, look at the picture. On the left, you have the red one is the battery. And on the right, you have the lamp. Electricity is a flow of electrons around a circuit. So these are particles. Particles, le particelle. Le particelle, particles. Okay, and they move very, very, very fast through a wire, wire filo, wire, to produce the electrical energy when the lamp turns itself on. And here are some examples of electrical energy. For example, the first one is a lamp which is plugged in to a wall. The electric current moves from the wall, muro, wall, to the light bulb. Light bulb, la lampadina. La lampadina, the light bulb. Okay? The second example is the batteries in a cell phone. The batteries in a cell phone supply chemical energy to electric charges. The electric charges use the energy to be put into motion. They move. And this electrical energy now travels through the phone, supplying the phone with electricity. And the third example is, for example, when our bodies break down food to produce energy into electrical energy. That's first. And the second one is the electrical charges that move through our special nervous system. Nervous system, sistema nervoso. Sistema nervoso, nervous system. So the electric charges move through our special nervous system cells to make our heart beat, boom, 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 boom. To make that sound, boom, 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 we need this electricity. The next form of energy is the light energy. And what is the light energy? The light is a form of energy which uses our sense of sight, okay? Light is a form of energy which our sense of sight, vista, can detect. It is made of electromagnetic radiation, and it travels in a straight line. Straight, dritta, dritta, straight. So here are some examples of this energy. A lamp, a light bulb on, la lampadina, the flashlight, and the traffic lights on the street. They are all examples of the light energy. Can you think of an example of light energy? Good. The next form of energy is the thermal energy. It is heat energy. Heat, calore, calore, heat. Thermal energy is produced by the movement of molecules in an object. So the molecules in an object, any object, when they move, depends how fast or how slow, produce thermal energy. The faster the molecules are moving inside an object, the hotter the object will be. Let's look at some examples of thermal energy. The first one is when you add ice to a glass of water. That sounds strange, doesn't it? The temperature of the water to decrease, diminuire, decrease, because the thermal energy in the water causes the ice to melt. Melt, sciogliersi. Sciogliersi, melt. The second example is a grill. A grill gives off thermal energy by burning propane. Propane is a gas. And another example is a hot stove. Thermal energy from a hot stove is transferred to a metal pot. Pot, pentola. Pentola, pot. And it causes the water molecules to move faster, increasing the temperature of the water. Remember, the faster the molecules move, the hotter the object. Another form of energy is the sound energy. Sound energy is the energy produced when sound waves, le onde, move outward from a vibrating object. Outward, fuori. Fuori, outward. And we need our ears. Sound energy relies on the ear picking up the vibrations. We need vibrations, and the ear hears the vibrations. Here are some examples of sound energy. Musical instruments. Construction drill, sorry. A dog barking. And a waterfall. Can you think of one sound energy example? Excellent. Now, these are the different types or forms of energies that we looked at. Let's see, just by looking at the pictures, can you name these energies? Let's see together. Potential energy. Remember, no movement. Kinetic energy. Movement. Mechanical energy. The ability to do work. Electrical. We need electrons that go through the wire. Light energy, we need our eyes. Thermal energy is the heat energy. The faster the molecules move, the hotter the object. And the sound energy, we need the waves that, the waves are picked up by our ear. Good, we're done for today. I hope this was not too difficult. You can always go back and see it again. I hope to see you soon. Please don't go away because the next page you have a little homework that I want you to do at home. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye everybody. See you.